If you're all about Civil War relic hunting like I am, there are a few different kind of scenarios that you look for. One, of course, is battlefields. That's the most obvious. A second scenario is to be hunting on a Civil War route. Another scenario where I got to hunt Civil War headquarters. But this one is the fourth scenario, and that is to hunt on a campsite. That's where I am today, and I'm glad you've joined us. On the ground behind me, there are relics that have been laying there, last touched by a soldier 160 years ago. Let's see if we can find a few. See what we got here. Man, I don't often get a chance to hunt after a farmer has used a subsoiler, but that thing really breaks up the ground. That target is not anywhere near as good as it was. Yeah, it's in my hand. Tiny piece of maybe brass. I don't even know what that is. A little tiny piece of nothing. It started out sounding much better than after I broke ground. Buck? Yeah, that's what we got, a little buck right there. This does not sound bad, but like everything else, it's weak. It's a weak signal. Yeah, a little piece of melted lead there, so we're on a campsite. We expect to find a lot of melted lead. All right, I have some confidence in this guy right here. Probably been out here about a half an hour. Time to find something. I'd say that's a good signal, and I'd say it's got a little depth to it. All right, I'm getting it right there, but I think it's bullet. So what have we got here? A carbine. Yeah, first Civil War target of the day. That is a Sharps carbine bullet. I think that's a flat base. First of hopefully many Civil War targets today. This target here is about 15 feet further from that Sharps. Uh-oh. All right, I got something out of the hole. Is that it? Tiny little piece of melted lead? Yeah, that's what it is. I think that's a modern shell casing. Doggone it. Look at that, it's such a heartbreaker. Aluminum foil. All right, we're right on it. A little depth to it, right where that subsoiler went. Let's see if I dug it up. Right there. Okay, I feel it. Whatever it is, she right there. Bullet? Looks like a bullet. Oh, not a bullet. I know you see green. Look at that beautiful piece of green. And it looks like an eagle button. We have a button. We're about 5 feet away, got another decent signal. Doesn't sound as good as that button did, but still right there and still sounding really good. Pretty close right there. All right, I feel it. What is that right there? So there's melted lead, evidence of a campfire. 5 feet away from that button, so maybe that soldier was warming himself or cooking something and lost that button around this campfire. Well, the morning's been a bit slow, but it's brought me a bullet and a button. I'm gonna stop for lunch. Welcome to my 5-star restaurant. I call it the Texas Bale House. Not a bad way to spend an afternoon. See, this is part of relic hunting. helping the farmer get his equipment out. Oh boy, he is spinning. Woo! This is a deal here, boy. I am driving a tractor. Whoa, what happened? Part of relic hunting. Farmer needs help, you stop and help him. 2 weeks ago, I couldn't even spell agricultural engineer. Now I are one. All right, this sounds right. I think we dug it up. Yeah, that's it. A little piece of lead. I'd say that's a round ball that's just been, looks like it maybe started out life as a .45 caliber round ball, and it's just been deformed. But that looks like it went down a barrel and then hit something. I think this might be iron. Man, this ground here on the peak of the crown of this little hill is hard ground, man. Iron, there it is. All right, I'm betting my Relic Hunters membership card, but I really think this is a bullet. Let's see if we can find a bullet in here without the pinpointer. We'll do it the old school way. Not there, not there, not there, not there, not there. Wow, the old school way was the hard way, wasn't it? That's it right there. And what do we have? We have a .69 caliber round ball. You know, Cold Harbor, 1862 and 1864, so a lot of times the relics are mixed. But that's probably an early war relic. Okay, we've moved 10 feet. It's hard to decide where to hunt, but I've hunted it so hard. Now you're not just hunting where you're wondering where the bullets are, but you're trying to figure out where have you already dug so much that you've gotten most of it. Yeah, it's over on that side of the hole. Oh, I see green, don't you? Do you see green right there? I do. Where'd it go? There it is. What is that? Piece of brass with some iron. Maybe a pocket knife? Maybe? I'm not sure what we have here. We're still getting a signal down below that brass item, and I'm hearing iron. So it may be more of whatever that thing was. Right there. Nope, something's still there. What is that? That looks green too. What is that? It's definitely green and round. I believe it's a button. Uh-oh, coming apart. Probably a New York cuff button. Yeah, that's New York, because if you look in the back of it, you can see the shield where it was pressed in the back. So that's not going to be too bad of a button. It's not all crushed up. It did fall apart, but we can put that back together. A little New York cuff button here. So that's 2 buttons on the day, and that's not going to be a bad button. I just dug this hole open. What is that? Little lead something or other. Oh, it looks like the top of a 3-ringer that probably got cut by a plow. I thought I would run my detector down this little ditch that the tractor made. Right here, I got a signal. Uh-oh, I see green and I see round. No, just a little rivet washer. And here's another good signal, but this one sounds old. That does sound really good. I think we might have something there. Let's see if it's still in there. Yep, I feel it. What is it? It looks brass. So what is that right there? That looks brass. But like I said, it looks too big to be a button. What is that? I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's big. What is that? I don't have a clue what that is. What is that thing? I do not know.
Oh, guys, that's half a bullet mold. That's a pistol bullet mold brass. Oh, I need to find the other half. Wow, I've never found a bullet mold on this farm before. Clean that out. You'll see the little conical bullet. Space for the bullet to be molded. And that should be a round one where you could mold either conical or round bullets. Now I've got to really hunt around here close and try to find the other one. Now that made the day. Seen a lot of iron ones, but I've never done a brass one. How about that? A brass bullet mold. Half of it. That's a good find right there. Son of a gun. Alright, I'm getting a good signal right down here, right next to where I found that bullet mold. Alright, that's a good signal. Now I'm hoping for the other half of that bullet mold. Guys, that's a really good sounding signal. Well past the plow line now. Man, I'm down here now, guys. Oh, shoot, it looks rusty to me. I am nothing if not honest about the heartbreaks of relic hunting. That was a lot of digging for a water line. Well, looky there. Nice 3-ring Union bullet. That's a good way to end the day right there. Well, I thought I was going to end the day on that 3-ring bullet, but I heard something else going back to the truck. Looky there. There's another one. I told you I dug a ton of drop 3. The campsite that I was hunting today has been really good to me for a lot of years. I think I mentioned that I've been hunting this campsite for over 10 years now. And I didn't pull a lot of stuff out of the campsite today. I probably could have been a little more productive if I hadn't been demonstrating my incredible skills at driving tractors. Not one of my skills. Found a little New York cuff button and an eagle button, which wasn't in great shape, but in the fields, fertilizer tends to really take its toll on brass items, especially thin brass items like buttons. But I did find a first for me today, and I just wanted to talk about it for a minute. I've never found a brass bullet mold before, and granted, I only found half of this one. A couple of things speak to me about this little half of a bullet mold. The first thing I want to say is it has no maker's marks on it at all. Since there are no markings at all on this brass bullet mold, I would say this probably came from an inexpensive gun manufacturer, probably an off-brand, maybe unknown name pistol. So I think one of these guys from up in the Northeast, you saw me dig a New York button today. I've dug Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, Maine, all of those buttons out of this camp. And when one of those boys left home, maybe his dad bought him a little revolver as his backup gun. He would have had to bring something so that he could make his own ammunition in camp. And that's one of the reasons why we find a lot of melted lead in camps. This probably traveled to Hanover County, Virginia from Maine or Vermont or Connecticut or Massachusetts or New York. So the two buttons were nice to find. This made my day. I'm glad you chose to walk with the Battlefield Walker today. I hope you enjoyed it enough to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I do need to say this, since the last video was published, I hit a little milestone on the YouTube channel. I hit 10,000 subscribers, and I want to thank all of you who have subscribed to the channel. Some very faithful watchers and commenters, and I always appreciate that kind of thing. I don't think the big boys need to look out for me. I'm no danger to them yet. I want to thank you for your support. And thanks also for going along today, walking with the Battlefield Walker. I'm hoping that we'll be able to hit the fields again soon. I'm the Battlefield Walker. You be good, say your prayers.